Hello, everyone. We're back with a second Coffee Huddle. It's Thursday, March. What month is it? May 21st. And my name is Marissa Callie. I'm a Downtown Works member, live stream producer, LinkedIn strategist, and all the things social. And I am really happy for this show today because we have a special guest. One of our members will be joining us a little later. But I want to check in with all my team here at Downtown Works. Monse, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great. I am Monse. Hi, everyone, back. I am community curator here at Downtown Works, so I just check out that everything's going as supposed to be working on. Everything is going on good, checking on the members, saying hi to everyone. And yeah, how about you, Jen? How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Yeah, I'm also community coordinator over here at Downtown Works. I am coming to you guys from the kitchen. Yeah, I know we talked about it a little bit last time, but I'm here to service you guys, kind of like a barista for a little bit this morning.
And we have some new things in the kitchen with the snacks. And I've gotten a chance to try most of them because I've been here almost every day for the last month. And I want to talk about my favorite snack, which is this Sunripe fruit on the go. It's like a fruit bar, like old school fruit roll-ups. I know you guys have tried some of them. What about you, Monse? Which one do you like?
I am loving the new snacks. They are super healthy and they fill you up with energy. And my favorite ones are actually the Thinsters, they're like chocolate chip cookies, but they're super thin. But you can taste the healthiness out of it. They taste like the cookies that I baked in my house, so they're super good. What about you, Jennifer? What are your favorite snacks?
Well, it's so hard to choose. I mean, they're all really good, but I really like these little guys. They're called Spikers. They're just like little crackers. They're really good. They claim to be nacho cheese, but I don't really think they are. They're still great.
Yeah. So you're in the kitchen, Jen, right? And so you've been serving some members some coffee. I think I want a coffee. Can you give me one?
Yeah. Who on the Coffee Huddle wants a coffee?
I'll have one too, actually.
Okay. What can I get you, Monse?
I'll grab a regular black coffee from Cafe Moto.
Perfect. And you, Marissa?
I would like an Americano because I need that espresso.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll get right on it.
Yes. Okay, cool. And I think this is the time that, so if you have been paying attention to anything really online these days, this month is Mental Health Awareness Week, or month, sorry. And we want to bring in someone that's going to talk a little bit about mindset, and he's also a Downtown Works member. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce our member, Carlos. Hi, Carlos.
What's up, everyone? I'm so glad to be with you this morning.
Awesome. Yeah, we're glad to have you as a guest. We're both kind of in the same position as members, but I think it's really awesome that we have this community where we can learn from each other and, kind of not feel alone when it comes to the business community. So can you tell us a little bit more about what you do and how long you've been at Downtown Works?
Yeah, totally. So I've been at Downtown Works, I guess, right as Christmas was coming on last year, 2019, so around December. Somebody told me about Downtown Works. I came to check it out. Loved it. But really, I'll be honest with you, just the space is awesome, but I really love the people that work here. So from Jen to Monse to Candice, and just the customer service, I guess, just the friendliness is just really awesome. And so that's one of the things that really kind of sealed the deal for me. But anyway, so yeah, since December. So what I do is I'm a pastor. I've been a pastor for probably 21 years now. I was a youth and family pastor for probably 15 years in Florida. And then we moved to Philadelphia, and I was a teaching pastor. there for 4 years until we moved here. And so the reason we moved here was to start a new church, start a new community of faith. And so we moved to San Diego, my wife and 3 kids. I've been married for, oh goodness gracious,
A while, right?
since 1994.
Okay.
And so,
High school sweethearts, right? I think I saw that on your Instagram.
yeah, we're high school sweethearts. Anyway, so been married a while, so 25 years or something like that. And we got 3 kids. My wife's name is Gina. My oldest is Isabella. She's 21. Our middle child, Isaac, he's 18. And then our youngest is Emma. She's 15. And so, yeah, so we moved here summer of 2017 and started a residency for a year to get just familiarized with the West Coast. And so anyway, and then in 2019, we started Luminous City Church here in downtown. We currently rent space because we don't have our own building yet. We will soon, but we rent space from City College. Typically, right now, everything's closed, especially schools. But yeah, and so the space has been. So Downtown Works has been a game changer for me. I'm the only one on full-time staff that is salaried by our church, and so really for me, I was working at a coffee shops for a while, and it got old, and so I really needed a central place to work out of. Coffee shops were really fun, and I met a lot of really amazing people, made amazing friendships, but it was just time to kind of get a little bit more centralized, and Downtown Works provided that.
Right. Yeah, I think I was in. Thank you, Jen. I appreciate it. Speaking of coffee, I have my Americano now. Yeah, that's kind of how I came into Downtown Works, because I was working out of coffee shops, and when you're on an important business call, you can't really tell the people around you to be quiet, you know. So yeah, and then just really the business focused of most of the people here, no matter what business, you're a pastor of a church, I guess I never would have thought that a pastor of a church would come into a place like this. So, you talked a little bit about the staff and the community here. Is that really what kind of brought you to be a member here at Downtown Works?
Yeah, it did. So a friend told me about Downtown Works actually at a coffee shop. He gave me it was like a free one day come check it out type of thing for Downtown Works. And I was like, yeah, I'll go check it out. So I came, and I don't live far. I live just up Broadway on 15th. And so I was like, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Let me go check it out. I checked it out, and met Candace. Candace was just amazing. Actually, Candace came to our church a few times. Mons has come to our church a few times, and it was like, you know what? This is a really awesome spot. I really love it here. From the meeting rooms to the lobby areas where you can work from, to the I've even used the podcast room. I launched her podcast from here.
Wow.
Amazing podcast called Too True. It's really good. It's really good.
Yeah.
Anyway, plug for her. But anyway, yeah. So it's just, the space has been amazing.
Yeah, that's definitely something that is the variety of spaces, and I think we talked about that on the last Coffee Huddle. I was up on the mezzanine, and now I'm at my desk, but I could go up to a little meeting room and also be quiet there and record a video. And I know you do that a lot as well, with your church. But yeah, I think the
rooftop is
yeah, right. And then when the Wi-Fi up there, you could work up there. And I think the changes that have been really put in place here for the members, to feel safe and feel like this is something that they could still utilize the space while they're while everyone's getting back to normal, I think it's definitely really admirable that what they've done for us members, as well as the staff too, because the staff feels safe. So that's really cool.
They've
So
gone out of their way to make it safe. So
yeah, definitely. And you mentioned Candace, and I want to give a shout out to Candace because she is in the air right now. She's on her way to Florida, actually, so she wasn't able to join us. But yeah, I'm sure she'll watch the replay, and hopefully we'll get to catch up with her when she returns back to the office. So I want to talk, the main reason why we wanted to bring you on is because you had a lot of insights on mindset, and since it's Mental Health Awareness Month, I wanted to definitely get your point of view on how you, as you're a pastor, but also a business owner. I mean, it's essentially you have to run a business and not just, right. You're running a nonprofit, but a lot of people think that nonprofits aren't businesses, but they definitely are. You definitely have to do all that. So yeah, I'd like to get your take on being getting in the right mindset as you run the business and the church that you have. So if you want to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Marissa. Let me just begin with this plug right here. I think this is huge. Okay. So no matter what field you're in, no matter what career you've chosen, whether you're a CEO, wherever you may be in the spectrum, right, of where you work or used to work, at least in these COVID-19 days. Let me just jump by saying that just because I'm a pastor doesn't mean that like I've got it all together in the area of mental health. Let me kind of dive into that a little bit. So a little bit about me. So I come from a family with a lot of mental health issues. My brother died of a drug overdose at age 18. I was 10 at the time. My other sister, 2 sisters, a brother, myself. One of my other sisters did a lot of drugs, a lot of acid. Grew up in the 70s in New York. And so like it was just craziness, and so she deals with a lot of mental health illness right now. My other sister as well, she passed away several years ago though from a heart attack, and other layers of mental health. So I come from a family with mental health issues. So this month for me is incredibly important because it reminds me of how much self-care there needs to be, intentional self-care for our mind, for our mental health. And so I go, and what I'm going to tell you right now is a little piece from a snippet that we did. Our church does something every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday called it's live on Instagram called For the 7 at 7. So for the 7 are the 7 major neighborhoods of downtown at 7 p.m. right? And so we come on, and Mondays when we go on live, and it's typically me, when we go on live on Instagram for the 7, Monday is Mindset Monday. We call it Mindset Monday. And so this last week I got to share a little bit about where our mindset really should be right now. And if you're like me, my mind has been everywhere ever since March 12th. If I were to ask you where you were mentally prior to March 12th, say the beginning of the year, maybe even February, you may say, I was definitely not where I am now. But the reality is we can't go back in time. All we can do is what we can do now to set a better future for ourselves in regards to our mental health. And so just a few quick things, right? Because for me, one of the toughest things is to be able to focus my mind in the midst of crisis. Because typically in the midst of a crisis, our mind is just kind of everywhere. It's chaotic, it's scattered. it's clouded. We have a hard time figuring out what to do next. And so that's why we start getting into these postures of, hey, I'm just going to not do anything. I'm just going to sit. I'm just going to forget about it. I'm just going to, and mental health begins to affect us from that point on. But let me just get back to this. So what are some practical things right now? If you're feeling like your mind is everywhere and you need to kind of regain some focus. 3 things. Number one, okay? Keep your mind focused on your responsibilities, okay? And so like right now, just bare bones, like, hey, what are some of my responsibilities around the house with my family, extended family, friends, potentially if you're still working and you have a job, like what are my responsibilities? What are some things that are specific to me that I am responsible for that will allow me to focus in again, right? It's pretty simple, not very difficult. Number two, what are my priorities? What are the things right now that you have set maybe on a list, on a notepad? Maybe you've grabbed your phone and you've made a list of the things that are priority to you right now. Like, what is priority in my life right now? My wife, husband, boyfriend, my girlfriend, my kids, whatever that is, just potentially make a list and go, okay, how can I invest into those things that are priority for my life right now and allow my mind to get focused on that. Lastly, third, okay, this is my favorite one because I'm a 7. If you do the Enneagram, if you've ever taken the Enneagram, a 7. I'm a 7. I forget what my wings are, but I'm a 7. And so like for me, this is key. The third piece, what are your possibilities? So what are your responsibilities? What are your priorities? But what are your possibilities right now? Like that's fun. Like that's fun. For me, it's fun. Get out a piece of paper. Like, yes, we're in the midst of something that we may never, ever, hopefully ever go through again, right, in our lifetime. For the world to stop the way it had because of a virus, which right now I believe we're making some headway in. I'm rooting for the scientists and doctors, man. Come on, let's get a vaccine going. But the reality is we may not ever see something like this again. And so you're living through a historical moment. What are the possibilities right now for you, for your business, for your relationships, for your mental health, for your physical health, for your spiritual health? What are the possibilities right now? Is it time to innovate something new for your business? Maybe now is the time. Is it time to create something? Maybe now is the time. And she's coming on because I probably have to wrap it up.
No, you definitely added a lot of really things to think about. I think it's I'm super passionate about mindset and getting into a routine, and that's just a very simple way to think about it when you feel maybe overwhelmed, or how do you start, right?
Yeah.
Like how do you maybe start meditation, or like this is a way to really a tool that you can use to get in the right mindset. And I do really super appreciate sharing that with the Downtown Works community. How I want to know, like, how has that specifically helped you in the last month? Like, can you give us an example or share us something?
Absolutely. So you mentioned, Marissa, something really practical like meditation. And this is I want to begin there, right? Because I think that's key. People are always looking for something practical to do, and for me, meditation has been a game changer. I try to. I'm a morning person, and so my family hates me for it. I typically wake up around 5:45 or 6. I spend anywhere between 20 to 30 minutes at the most just in silence and meditation. I just meditate. I get in a meditating position. I focus on my breathing. I just think about just how blessed my life is, how I'm cared for, how I'm loved. I think positive things, and then I wrap up my meditation time, get a little workout in, begin my day. That's something practical, okay? You asked how has this moment in time allowed me to focus. So let me just say this. This has been a season of possibilities for our church. Here's the reason why. Everything's digital now. Everything's online. And at first it was uncomfortable. At first it was a really sharp pivot we had to make. But right now, like the staff at our church, like we're really seeing the amazing possibilities and the amount of people that we can reach via social media, via digital church, online church. And it wasn't that we weren't doing social media before, you know, but the focus wasn't social media and digital church. But this is really, so it's allowed me to focus in on what the possibilities are to reach more people with a message of hope.
Yes, it's definitely a good way to say it. I know that I want to bring in Jen and Monse as well, because they also have some things that they've been sharing in terms of mindset. So
what's up, ladies?
Jen, I know that you were sharing with me recently some things that's kind of like helping you, navigate this current time. And if you want to share with that, I'd love to hear that again, or share with the Downtown Works community.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, a lot of things have been helping me keep a positive mindset, but specifically right now, I thought about a book that I actually got my mom for Christmas this year. It's kind of a children's book, but it's called The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse by Charlie McKessie. And so this book is all about keeping a positive mindset. It's honestly about mental health, and it's put in a very simplistic way, but it's a really great way to just, kind of get back to the basics, remind yourself about what's important and remind yourself that it's okay if you're not feeling okay. So that's really cool. Charlie McKessie, the author and illustrator of the book, his Instagram right now is also dedicated to his new illustrations and his new, words of encouragement. So that's really cool. And I like seeing that every day on my newsfeed. So I've been finding that really helpful. And I think, if other people can look at it, they would understand what I'm saying. So that's definitely helped me out.
Yeah, I'm going to put that Instagram up, the name. Yeah. So if anyone's looking at it, check it out. I definitely looked at it, and it brought me back to, like being a kid and just where you didn't have the worries of a business owner and just, opening up that creative outlet. I've really, on my morning walks, I've taken pictures of flowers. And I have, if you look through my photo album, like every flower that I've taken is like, I even take them like on Monday I took a picture, and then Wednesday I took a picture, and you just see the difference in the flower. And I don't know, it's like connecting with nature is so simple, but it's a way just to kind of like understand, okay, like this is, we'll get through this together, and the flowers are cool, and just chilling in the sun, right? Like, let's act like a flower, maybe, I don't know. It's a way to kind of like stop your worries. Monse, what about you? Have you done anything, especially during this month, Mental Health Awareness Month, or to get your mindset right?
Yeah, definitely. So something that I usually do, and it's a constant thing, is that I write. I like writing things down. Things that I feel like I can control, things that I feel like that are bugging me. It's really nice for me to just write them down and then meditate on them. So I just write them down, I read them to myself, and then I spend about 15 to 20 minutes just applying mindfulness. So I just practice my breathing, and as I breathe, I just try to think about my mental and my mental health, my body, and the things that are worrying me. And that kind of helps me just relax and take a deep breath and step back. And also, as you guys mentioned, the book, I'm actually currently, this month I started reading The Alchemist, and it talks about your journey in life and how sometimes the treasure that you're trying to look for, it's not actually what you expected to gain. So I feel that book, sort of, you can attach it to mental health and to how your life, sometimes it's not going to go in the path that you want it, but it's still going to be there. So,
awesome. Yeah, thank you for sharing. So we are going to wrap up with Carlos. I really do appreciate you sharing everything about mindset, and obviously it's been great to see you around Downtown Works, the past couple of weeks. So
great to see you.
If people want to connect with you, I guess the best way to connect is through your Instagram, and I'm sure I'll put that up.
Totally. Yeah.
Okay, great. Awesome. Thank you for joining us, Carlos.
Thank you for having me. Okay? Take care. You guys have a great day.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, so we're going to get into the next segment, which, we're talking a lot about mindset and things that make us happy. And if you watched us last time, you saw our segment of what matters to Monse. So we're going to go ahead and get into that. She has some new updates for us this time, and I'll let you take it away.
Hi everyone, thank you for coming into the second segment of What Matters to Monse. And today I just wanted to share with you a couple of things that I found interesting to me that happened throughout the week or that will happen. And first of all, I want to share with you about the creative morning. So as last week, 2 weeks ago actually, I shared with you what creative morning was and how they are transitioning to online with virtual tours. And actually this week, today, and in the evening around 3 p.m. they are going to be doing a sign language virtual tour. So they will be talking about the American Sign Language, a little bit about its history, and a little bit of what it is today. So if you want to hop in the topic of your interest, definitely go and check it out. And if you want to learn new things, just join them at Creative Mornings. Also, next week we are planning on doing a virtual tour on your podcast. So if you love podcasts, or you always question what happens behind the scene of podcasts, or you're interested in beginning your own podcast, definitely check that out if you like that. It's a topic that we recently, I've noticed a lot of people started listening to podcasts. Myself, I found that I find a lot of new free time during this quarantine, and listening to podcasts actually was pretty fun. So if you are interested in that, check out Creative Mornings and their virtual tours. On another note, our friends from the Peace Out app that I mentioned last week as well, they donated our snacks to Scripps Hospital and the nurses and doctors in there, and they shared this picture with us, and I just wanted to share it with you so that you got to see what they did. I thought it was pretty nice, and I just wanted to put that picture up there for you guys. I hope you like it. And then our friends from Bambucha. So Bambucha, if you love kombucha, you probably heard about Bambucha. They are local San Diegans that started their brand of kombucha here, and now they are all nationwide. And due to the COVID-19, they are doing deliveries. So if you hop into their website, you can just Google Bambucha and you can find their website. You can order. They have different flavors. They actually came in this year 2 times to do tastings here in downtown Work. So it was definitely very pleasant to taste those flavors. They are very unique. It was very good. So if you like them, if you're a member here and you already tasted them, you know that they were super good. And if you hop into their website, they are doing deliveries now. And last but not least, I would like to share with you about Victoria Robinson. She is from the North Park neighborhood here in San Diego, and she is actually doing opera singing from her patio. And I thought this was super amazing because we just love the people that are opening platforms, creative platforms for our community just to enjoy the arts. And I think that what she's doing is amazing. She just goes out in her patio and she sings to her neighbors. So if you're ever near the North Park community, definitely drive around to see if you can hear her beautiful voice. And yeah, I know Marissa, she has other comments to add on that. And we will be having Victoria join us on our next Coffee Huddle. So if you want to enjoy opera singing and know a little bit more about that, definitely join us.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I was muted there for a second. Yeah, we are definitely going to hopefully bring her on the next Coffee Huddle and just talk about how she's been able to share her craft, with the community in North Park. But she got interviewed on the news, and I think it's really amazing what she's doing. And we'll definitely share her video as we go out of today's episode, so you guys can hear a little bit of Victoria's craft. And I think we do have some questions that came up in the last week. So let's go ahead and address those, and I'll hand it over to Jen.
Yeah, hi. So the first question that we got is, will the building be open to the public, and when will that happen? So the building is actually going to be open to the public. So the front doors will be unlocked on Tuesday of next week, which is very exciting. So if you've already been coming in and you're not a 24/7 access member, you already know we've been coming down to grab you, bring you up. That won't have to happen anymore. Tuesday will be open. So that's great.
That's really good.
Yeah.
We're really happy about that. I know that a lot of businesses are starting to open, and I think we've been really preparing, and now there's even hand sanitizer in the elevator, and like it's definitely something that and that brings up another question that we got. I went live on LinkedIn a couple of days ago, and one of my friends had asked, they were asking where I was, and of course I mentioned Downtown Works, and then they asked about this specifically, like commonly touched places. If you want to talk about that, Jen, as well.
Yeah. So I kind of mentioned this last week when we went over the entire, new process of Downtown Works. But to reiterate, we are, we've closed off the kitchen altogether, so that eliminates a lot of the common touch points. So that's great because I'm here with gloves, obviously helping you guys out. But also, I wanted to point out that our water dispensers, I'm spraying them every day. We're all spraying them with doxychlor, same with elevator buttons, like that. But on the buttons on the dispenser is this plastic layer. Inside that plastic, there are these silver ions, and I guess those create a very clean environment and sanitize throughout the day as well. And that's the same with where the water is dispensed. So very safe, very clean water, which is great.
Right. Yeah, and if you do have any questions, you can always, reach out to the Downtown Works team where they are here, especially, I sometimes answer for you guys when I'm on LinkedIn or when I'm doing an Instagram post or whatever. But yeah, if you have any questions, you can call 619-535-9675. That's definitely open. And if you want to come here before Tuesday, I think you just press 2 to get right to someone, right, Jen? I think that's
so. Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I do really enjoyed today's episode of Coffee Huddle, talking about mindset, and especially having our first guest in Carlo. So that was really awesome. But I'm gonna go ahead and share the opera, The Lady Victoria Robinson, as we go out, and then we will see you in June for our next Coffee Huddle, and hopefully we'll have Victoria on to talk about her fun time. So thank you, Monse, Jennifer, and all of those who watch, especially Carlos, for joining us, and we will see you next time.
Bye. Thank you, guys.
Okay, hold on.